Well, hello and welcome to our show today, Meaning of Life Live, and I'm so pleased that you can join us today for what is going to be a fantastic session. And I know that some of you joined us for the last session that we had on Friday, which was all about having a mindful Christmas. So I hope you all had a calm, relaxing, mindful Christmas. I know we got some fantastic comments. So thank you so much. I think we had about 500 comments on that particular video. And that video is still live on the website as well. So I'm really inspired by all of your comments. And as I mentioned before, when we're having this interaction, it's not that I'm teaching, it's a sharing. So I'm learning from you, hopefully you're learning from me, and it's a collective evolution, a kind of collective learning, which is so exciting about this format. So, once again, welcome to our session today, which is on New Year's resolutions. How to create fantastic New Year's resolutions and how to make them last. I think that's the most important part of today. And of course, why are we having these sessions? Well, this is a fantastic forum for me to be able to interact with you and create what we're calling a conscious change family. So I want us to all start feeling that as we're interacting on these sessions, perhaps we'll have them once or twice a week, that we're building a conscious change family. Now, what does that mean? A conscious change family means someone who's part of that family who wants to make an internal change. So transform themselves from the inside and wants to transform their communities by being of service to those around them once they've learned more about themselves. And finally, transforming the world, so being part of the change. So we're building that conscious change family, transforming ourselves, transforming our communities, and finally transforming the world. What a grand calling this is for all of us, and very, very exciting as well. So in the new year, we're going to have lots of new shows, lots of new ideas, lots of ways that you can interact with us here at The Meaning of Life, a very exciting time. And before I forget, just to let you know, obviously on the 1st of January, we will be having a live global peace meditation, followed by a Q&A on meditation, and also launching our January meditation challenge. 10 minutes of meditation for 10 days. So looking forward to launching that on January the 1st. I hope you can join us for that. So I think what we'll do is let's just ground ourselves. Let's just let go of all the stresses and strains of the day and just go inwards for a moment. So if I can ask you just to close your eyes, please. And with your eyes closed, let's just take a slow, deep breath in. And breathe out. And let's take another slow, deep breath in. And let go. And let's just become aware of our feet on the floor. And let's become aware of our legs and our ankles. And let's bring our awareness to our knees. And let's bring our awareness to our thighs and our hips. So let's take a slow, deep breath in. And breathe out and release any tension and tightness below the waist. And let's bring our awareness to our stomach. And let's bring our awareness to our chest now. And just notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Feeling grateful for all that our chest does for us. And let's bring our awareness to our neck. And bring our awareness to our shoulders. Once again, let's take another slow, deep breath in. And breathe out. Becoming aware of our head. Let's take another slow, deep breath in. And relax our head. All the muscles of our face and our scalp. And just become aware of that stillness and silence within. Just becoming aware of our breathing. And let's take another slow, deep breath in. And let go. With a smile. And another slow, deep breath in. And let go. And when we're ready, when we're feeling grounded, we can just open our eyes. Okay. Welcome back. And so it's very exciting that everyone's online. So I'd like to do some shout outs just to see who's online with us at the moment. And so if you'd like to just say where you're tuning in from, that'll be great. So let's see where everyone is. So if you'd like to write down, just on the video, where you're tuning in. So let's take a slow, deep breath in. And then we can say hello to you. Gail saying, hi Ashok, from Edmonton, Canada. Love these sessions. Welcome, Gail. Marianne tuning in from Essex. Melissa, great meditation, Ashok, calling in from Oregon. Berta from Austria. Hi there, Berta. It's so great that we've got this community of people from all over the world. It's so exciting. Christina from Oregon. Hi there. Chris from West Yorkshire in the UK, just in case you don't know where that is. Rihanna from Tucson, Arizona. Christina from Seattle. Hi there. Representing. Like it. Samantha. Hi there, Samantha. I remember you from the New York workshops from New Jersey. Marjorie from Lincoln, California. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Natanja from the Netherlands. Welcome to you. Molly from Denver. Hi there. Happy New Year to you as well. Okay, so we've got lots of people from all over the world. Clive from Knots. Rehab from Dubai. Diane from Hawaii. What a lovely place to be this time of year. Jackie from Sydney, Australia. Welcome. Wow, you've had to wake up very bright and early to be here, so I'm very honoured that you're joining us. And what I'd love for you to do, if you're enjoying this video, if you think other people could benefit from this, please do share this video on your newsfeed. So all you have to do is under the video, click share, and it'll instantly, and click share, and then you can share it on a page or your own timeline, etc. And then we can get other people to join in what we're going to be covering today. Astrid from the Netherlands. Hi there, Rebecca from Germany. Welcome. Great, so lots of people from all over the world. Very, very exciting to see you all. And so today we're going to be looking at New Year's resolutions. And why is this relevant to our bigger idea of this conscious change family, transforming ourselves, transforming our communities, transforming the world? Well, in order to transform ourselves, we have to become more aware of our habits and the way that we act and why we act and how we can be conscious change beings. And that change starts from within, doesn't it? Now, you know, we've been through a very tumultuous year, a lots of upheaval politically, economically, geopolitically, socially. And as part of that change, we now need to go inwards and start healing and becoming stronger within to face some of the challenges that we're inevitably going to be facing with this upheaval. And part of this is learning about ourselves, learning about our motivations, and becoming healthier and stronger. So most people's New Year's resolutions are related to actually doing something for themselves, doing something for their health and their energy, raising their vibrations. And when we become stronger, then we're able to be of help and support to people around us. Just like when you're on the plane and the air stewardess says, please put on your own oxygen mask before you help others. And people who are the helper types think, hang on a minute, I want to help others before I put on my own oxygen mask. But it's only when we put on our own oxygen mask, when we become a living, breathing embodiment of that love that wants to express in the world, when we're vibrating at a higher level, then we are truly transformative beings for ourselves and the communities around us. So let's talk about New Year's resolutions. Now, they're a bit of a joke, to be honest, aren't they? And actually, we make New Year's resolutions each year, but we do it almost in automatic pilot. We're not really thinking about what we're doing or how we're doing them. We just kind of think, okay, yeah, this is going to be on my New Year's resolution. And it's almost on automatic pilot. Actually, I remember the other day, I was on the phone to an estate agent. And, you go through the motions of asking each other, oh, how's your Christmas? What are you going to be doing during Christmas? So I asked him, what are you up to? And he said, yeah, well, this Christmas I'm going to be... And I was like, I didn't understand that. I didn't hear what he said. So I asked him again, so what are you doing for Christmas? And he said, oh, well, this Christmas I'm going to be... And he said something. And I was in automatic pilot. And I just said, oh, okay, that sounds really nice. Yeah, no, that sounds like a good holiday. And then he said, well, it's not really a holiday, but I guess in some ways you could see it as some time off work, I guess, for 2 weeks. And I said, hang on a minute, what exactly did you say? What are you doing for 2 weeks? He said, well, actually, I'm having my tonsils out. And I felt so bad. And I realized that I wasn't really listening. I wasn't really present. I was just going through the automatic motions. And in the same way, we need to be present to why we're making these resolutions and why they may or may not be working. And I think the typical resolutions that I hear are people who set an expectation. Right, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week for the next year. And often it's an unrealistic expectation. So a lot of New Year's resolutions fail because they're unrealistic. And it comes to the new year and we rely on something called willpower, which is a very ego-based, left-brained way of looking at the world. Come on, I have the willpower. I can overcome this. Then inevitably, something stronger emerges than our willpower, which is our emotional needs and wants. Then we get disappointed, we feel like a failure, we feel the guilt, and then we avoid those expectations, and we get caught in a vicious cycle of failure, disappointment, guilt, and avoiding what it is we know we should be doing. We say, oh, well, I failed, so there's no point continuing. This is the joke. This is the resolutions that I see every year from my clients and people around me. And we want to shift and change that. And a lot of the themes of what we're going to be talking about, both personally, community-wise, and at the global scale, is moving from an ego-mind space of living to a heart-centered place. Going deeper, having presence within that can be transformative. And that starts with the way that we communicate with ourselves. Yeah? And so, why don't New Year's resolutions work? I've worked with so many people over the years. I've read all these books about goal making and goal setting and all of these different things. And I think that there's 2 main reasons they don't work. One is that we're using willpower, but there's a difference between what our conscious, rational intellect wants and what our emotional mind wants. Yeah? So if you imagine the limbic system part of our brain, so that's our more mammalian brain, is the emotional brain. And our prefrontal cortex, the front part of our cortex, the higher brain, is the rational thinking mind. And the rational thinking mind uses willpower to bully this emotional mind into subservience. But look at this, there's a clash there. And this part of our mind, our conscious rational mind, it wants the benefits that come from long-term changes. Whereas this part of our mind wants short-term benefit. You know, they say anything that's worth doing in life will have short-term pain, but long-term gain. Anything that's going to be disadvantageous in our life is probably going to give us short-term gain, but long-term pain. Yeah, if we think about a lot of the things that we want in life. So this short-termist emotional part of our mind, of our brain, is the limbic system, the emotional part, almost like a child. And it wants short-term benefit and pleasure now. Whereas the conscious rational intellect can see the benefits in the future and thinks, that's what I want. I want those future benefits. And these two have a bit of a tussle, and when our energy is low and we're not feeling good, guess what? The emotional mind overrules the conscious rational mind, and then we fall by the wayside. We don't continue with our resolutions. So that's one of the reasons, the first reason. The second reason is that willpower is coercion, forcing. But there's no compassion. There's no sense of listening to our minds and what it thinks it wants. It's too much force. And therefore, this part of the mind rebels. So for those of you who have children, you know that if you force and push and coerce, it doesn't work so well. Whereas inspiration can be far more powerful. So I want us to now change our language to, rather than New Year's resolutions, can we make them New Year's inspirations? Yeah. Because a resolution is like a force, an expectation. Right, this is my resolution. But it's a binary decision. It's easily broken, and then you feel a failure. Whereas an inspiration can continue. It doesn't matter if you don't hit it the first time. Inspiration is infinite. It's continuous. You can re-inspire and re-inspire towards your goals, and there's no sense of failure. And for those people who work in a company, would you rather your boss coerce and criticize and persuade and force and push, or would you rather that your boss inspires you to something higher? We want to inspire our emotional mind to be the change, to shift, to do something positive. And I'll give you an example. Let's say there's a piece of chocolate cake sitting in front of you, and you've already had a piece of chocolate cake. And the emotional mind is saying, I really feel like having that second piece of chocolate cake. Whereas the rational intellect says, no, I shouldn't have that second slice of chocolate cake because I'm on a diet or I'm looking to eat healthily. But the emotional mind isn't doing it to annoy you. It's doing it because it wants short-term benefit and it wants to give you pleasure. It's doing it for a positive reason for you. Yeah. So rather than criticizing ourselves and putting ourselves down and saying, oh, I'm such a bad person, I can't stick to my goals, instead, we compassionately speak and communicate with these parts of us and re-inspire them to work with us towards a higher goal. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Very exciting. And the secret is to get this emotional mind to fully and emotionally invest in the costs and benefits long term. So when we reach for that second slice of chocolate cake, what's actually happening is the emotional mind is only investing in benefit now, but we can emotionally get the subconscious mind, the emotional child within us, to associate and invest in the long-term benefits. Yeah? Okay, great. So enough talking from me. Let's just see if there's any comments. So if you'd like to share any comments, we want you to share, like, and comment, obviously, with the session that we're going through today. So please share this on your Facebook pages. Please comment on what you're hearing so far. And please press the like and love button. So if you're hearing things that seem to resonate with you, please hit the like and love buttons, and let's make the screen look a bit more colourful, shall we say. Anne from New Zealand, hi there, how are you doing? Happy New Year from Nebraska with Ruth. Gloria, the Space Coast, Florida. So Rihanna's saying, I love the concept of New Year's inspirations. Thank you. Yes, because suddenly there's a freedom. There's something positive you're working towards rather than a resolution which I'm a bad person, I'm a failure if I don't hit this resolution. So this is how we become conscious change practitioners, conscious change facilitators, where we use that same knowledge within and we transform ourselves from a heart-based place. Yeah? Great, so what I'd love for us to do now is I'd like us to take a piece of paper, and this is going to be your fun work. So we're not going to have time to do all of this in today's session, but I'd love for you to have a go at home on this. So I'd like you to take a piece of paper and draw. Let's just see that you can see that. I'd like you to draw, take it landscape, and draw 4 columns and 4 rows. Okay? So 4 columns and 4 rows. I'm just going to hold this up to the camera just to make sure that you can see this clearly. And you can do this in a book, you can do this on a piece of paper. So we've got a title column at the top, that doesn't need to be too much space. And then we've got a box of 3 rows here and 4 columns. So I should just draw that, actually, just go a bit lower there. That's great. Shelley, hi there from Ottawa, Canada. Rachel saying, hello from the UK, I loved the Meaning of Life series last year. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Thank you. So, at the beginning of each column, I'd like you to write a title. So, the first title here is Inspirations. So, the title of the first column is Inspirations. And in brackets, and outer changes. So, Inspirations and outer changes. The second column is If I Don't, Then. The third column is positive results. And the fourth column is positive affirmation and visualization. Yeah. So just to repeat the titles of those columns. So the first column is inspirations. And in brackets, and outer changes. The second column is if I don't, then. The third column is positive results, and the fourth column is positive affirmation and visualization. Okay, so I hope you can all see that. And I'd like you to think of 3 New Year's resolutions. So we're not necessarily talking about goals, because on the 8th of January, we're going to be doing a Meaning of Life Live, which is going to be talking about your goals and setting your goals for the new year based on your life purpose. Today, we're talking about positive habits. Resolutions, things that you know are good for you, that you'd like to stick to over the next 3 months. So a lot of resolutions fail because we make them for a year, but let's make them for the next 3 months. So think of 3 inspirations for the next few months. Yeah? And outer changes means in any change that we make, there's an outer change and an inner change. So for example, if we're looking to eat healthily, the outer change would be that we'd make sure that when we go to the supermarket, we're only buying healthy things so that we're not surrounded by temptations in our house. The inner change is when we make sure that emotionally we're ready to receive that inner change, which is what we're going to work through now. Okay? So if you'd like to write down 3 inspirations, your top 3, what we used to call New Year's resolutions, in these 3 boxes. And for your fun work, we're going to look at, so after today's session, you can write down what some of the outer changes are that you have to make sure that these inspirations actually work for you. Yeah? Okay. In the second column, we're going to write down, and this is, for once again, after today's session, what happens if you don't actually stick to this New Year's inspiration? What is the downside? Because we want your emotional mind to truly associate into the downside of not sticking to that resolution. And by the way, this is a great way of actually inspiring you to any goal or any new habit that you want to form. What's the downside? If I don't stick to this inspiration, what's the downside? What's a negative aspect? The third column is, what are the positive results? So if I stick to this, what's the amazing positive things that will come into my life? And finally, what is the positive affirmation and visualization that I'd like to have that sums up how I feel when I've achieved this New Year's inspiration? Yeah. So I hope that all kind of makes sense. You can read those columns there. Once again, please do like, share and comment. We want to make this really interactive. So Sonia saying, great to have your concept. Hello from Luxembourg and Happy New Year. Thank you. Diana saying, hello from Calgary. This is very timely. I have to do some dental fillings and I've been avoiding it. I will do some positive results visualizing tomorrow. Thank you for your webinar. Thank you. Francesca saying, the key question seems to be, how can I really know when I'm listening to my rational or emotional mind? Very, very good question. The way that we can differentiate is, first of all, when we go still and we meditate and we're calm, there's an intuitive voice within us that is our truth. And that comes when the mind is calm. But when the mind is busy and stressed, those messages can come from fear or guilt or anger. So then we know there's a more rational, calm, higher thinking that's coming when we're calm instead of when we're emotional. And that's one way to differentiate that inner voice within us. Suzanne saying, this is so cool. I started your program 5 years ago. And now seeing you live together with people from all over the world makes me so happy. Thank you so much, Suzanne, for your kind comments. Manuela saying, just what I needed right now. Rachel saying, the longer the inspiration stays away, it's unattainable. I feel more pressure and then I can't relax the emotional brain in order to get it to cooperate. Right, so this is where there's reminders. So I'm going to ask you to put this piece of paper on your wall, on your bedroom wall, so that, or on the inside of your closet door, somewhere where you can see it every day. So every day you're inspired towards your new goals. And there's no failure. If you don't stick to it for a day or a few days, that's okay. You re-inspire and you re-inspire and there's no failure involved. Yeah? Okay, and hopefully one of your New Year's resolutions, and we'll talk about this on January the 1st, will be to meditate regularly. We'd love for you to take the January 10-day meditation challenge. So looking forward to that, kicking that off on the 1st of Jan at the same time. Okay, so let's do a short exercise now to really associate into those feelings and make them real. Yeah? And yes, some of you, I know, asked me actually on email, are you going to be singing again? Well, let's see. Let's see if we have time, and let's see if we have a song that we can sing together that summarizes all these positive things that we're going through today. Okay, so let's do this exercise. So once again, if you'd like to close your eyes. And let's take another slow, deep breath in. With a smile and breathe out. And let's take another slow, deep breath in. And let go. And now what I'd love for you to do is, keeping your eyes closed for the rest of this session, just become aware of how much it's important to you to inspire yourself towards your wonderful goals. And I want you to imagine that in front of you, there are two paths. The left-hand path and the right-hand path. So you're standing on the choice point. And you can go up the left-hand path, which is the path when you don't stick to your New Year's inspirations, and you continue as you are, and all the downside that comes from that, the negativities. And the right-hand path is when you make that decision to constantly re-inspire yourself towards a higher goal, a higher ideal, a new habit. So keeping your eyes closed, I'd like you to walk along the left-hand path and think of those New Year's inspirations no longer happening. You're continuing as you are, and you can see this vision of yourself on the left-hand path, the negatives, the downsides of not sticking to your New Year's inspirations. And if any of those New Year's inspirations are helping you overcome anything which is negative or traumatic, you can stay dissociated and just observe the things on the left-hand path that are happening to you. So really associate now. And when I count down from 3 down to 1 and say now, you'll fully step into all the downside of not continuing with your New Year's inspirations, whatever it may be. Not taking the diet you wanted to take, continuing smoking, not learning something new, or whatever is the negativity associated with continuing as you are with those old habits. 3, 2, 1. Now take a deep breath in and breathe out. Keeping your eyes closed now, put a frown on your face and fully associate into all the downside. Ugh. Feel that feeling of disgust, that feeling of negativity, of just continuing in autopilot, nothing changing in your life because you're not sticking to your new habits. Feel that feeling of disgust in your stomach as you just feel, I just don't want this situation. Really get your emotional mind to associate into the downside of the negativity of continuing as you are, with those 3 resolutions or those 3 inspirations no longer happening. Feel that negativity now, double that negativity, that feeling of disgust. I just don't want to go along this left-hand path. I don't like feeling like this. I want to stick to my New Year's inspirations and new habits and goals and positivities. So you walk back to the choice point, looking at the fork in the road, and you see that you want to walk along the right-hand path. And you want to be inspired. So think of these New Year's resolutions, these New Year's inspirations that you choose to take. And when you think of these new inspirations, is there any part of you that feels resistant? Just become aware of any resistance within. The part of you that doesn't want to do it. It's like a little part of your emotional mind. And we're going to breathe that out and speak to it. So take a slow, deep breath in. And breathe out that protector part. That part of you that's resistant to change, that doesn't want to do those New Year's resolutions. It's almost like an inner child. And speak to this part of you now. So keeping your eyes closed, imagine having a conversation with this part of you. So first of all, thank this part of you for doing what it thinks is best for you. So say thank you to this resistant part, this protector part. Imagine having a conversation with this part of you, whatever it looks like. For some people, it looks like a childlike version of themselves. It's the emotional mind you're speaking to now, whilst you're now the calm, rational, higher, loving self. So ask this part of you, what's wrong? Why don't you want to stick to these New Year's inspirations? What's stopping you? So ask this part of you and listen to its reply. Why don't you want to? What little part of you doesn't really want to stick to these New Year's resolutions? Listen to the reply. Once again, asking this part, why don't you want to stick to these inspirations? Keeping your eyes closed, with compassion now, let's inspire that inner child, or that part of us that's a bit resistant to continuing with the inspiration. Let's re-inspire that part of us by listening to its concerns and worries and saying, that's okay, we'll deal with those. This is how we can get benefits and inspire it with all the benefits. So reassure that part of you now in your mind and have a conversation with that part of you. That's right, you're doing this really well. Keep inspiring yourself for the reasons for those 3 inspirations. And now let's show that childlike part of you what all the positive benefits are, the bright, shiny benefits of sticking to these inspirations. So as you look along the right-hand path, you see this big, bright video of yourself sticking to these inspirations. And that childlike part, that emotional part, also is looking at this beautiful video. Make it big and bright so it takes up your entire field of vision. And look at all the wonderful benefits that come into your life when you engage in these inspirations. Look at these life-amazing changes that are coming into your life. How amazing and positive it looks. Make the colours bright, the sounds bright. With a big smile on your face. And when I count down from 3 down to 1 and say now, you'll step into these New Year's inspirations, really imagining that you've succeeded, you've stuck to your 3-month plan, you've completed your 3 inspirations and it feels so fantastic. 3, 2, 1. Now take a deep breath in, big smile, and feel an amazing colour rising up through the bottom of your feet, your whole body filling with a beautiful colour. And take a moment now to imagine how amazing it feels. And you might say something like, yes, I did it. I stuck to the plan. I'm inspired. I've stuck to my inspiration. I'm now eating healthily and it feels so great. Or I'm free from tobacco. Or I'm drinking less and I feel healthier. Or I've made that inspiration to do some charity work or inspire others, and it feels so fantastic. So out loud, or in your mind, but preferably out loud, say some positive affirmations that sum up how fantastic it feels to stick to your inspirations. And just clench your fist and double the energy that's rising through your body. Feel a continual rise of coloured energy through your body with a big smile. And once again, inspire that inner child, that childlike part of you. Or inspire the emotional mind and say, look at how amazing this feels. So once again, out loud, repeat those affirmations of how amazing and positive it feels to have stuck to those inspirations. I feel statements. So I feel great. I am amazing. And now clench your right fist. Feel all those good feelings. And finally, inspire the emotional mind again, that part of you that's with you, and say what you need to say to get this part of you to give you a new protection. So now this part of you can protect you from going along the left-hand path. Instead, it can be inspired to make you feel so good along the right-hand path with all these amazing benefits. And now thank the emotional mind, that inner childlike part. Thank it for working with you today and being re-inspired. And feel how amazing it is to stick to those New Year's inspirations for the next 3 months. All the wonderful things that come into your life when you stick to those goals. And inspire yourself every day to be bigger, brighter, bolder, to be the best that you can be, to have a conscious change within yourself, to be vibrating at a higher level of consciousness, when you're healthier, stronger, more vital, and having more of that potential of your life coming through. Let's take another slow, deep breath in. And breathe out. And just relax your fists. Let's take another slow, deep breath in with a big smile. And let go. And with a smile on your face, you can just gently open your eyes. Okay, welcome back. So, please once again share, like or comment. We want to make this a really interactive session. And share some of the positive inspirations that you got from doing that visualization, to making that plan. Say, this is the road I'm going to take. So please like, love and share in terms of what we're doing. Please give us a thumbs up or the love so we get that inspiration and that interactivity. Gail saying, I love the idea of the emotional mind trying to please me and treating it like a lovable child. Yes, the reason that change can be so difficult is because we are forcing our emotional mind. We're trying to discipline it, but instead we inspire ourselves and re-inspire ourselves by associating into the benefits. Yeah? So, what I'd love for you to do as part of your fun work is just to have a go at filling in what your inspirations are, your top 3 inspirations, and the other changes that you need to make on the outer world to make sure you hit these inspirations. And in this column, you write down all the downside, that if you don't achieve it, what will happen in there. And then some of the positive results, so some of the experiences you just have that if you stick to those resolutions, what amazing positive things come into your life. So you're fully associated into the positive things. And finally, writing down the positive affirmation and visualization. So what are those I am, I feel statements that are statements that you make when you fully associated into and achieved those New Year's inspirations? And once you've done that, I'd love for you to put this on your bedroom wall or the inside of your closet door to re-inspire you each day towards your living your potential, being a conscious change agent by inspiring change within. So these are very powerful exercises, and obviously we spent just a little bit of time going through that exercise. And if you want to repeat that exercise, as you know, we have a meditation and self-development app called the Meaning of Life Experiment. And in that app, you'll see there's lots of short exercises. And if you want to repeat that exercise, then one of them is called the Inner Child Strengthener, where you can communicate with parts of you that are stopping you from achieving your goals, and you can communicate and re-inspire those parts. So that's called the Inner Child Strengthener, which is you'll find in the app. And you can use that every time you're feeling like you need more inspiration. And of course, We also have the new groove technique. So if at any point you feel like you're not hitting your inspirations, you can use the new groove technique with the 4 S's to re-inspire yourself once again. So that's a quick and easy technique. That's in day 15 of the Meaning of Life experiment. And what I'd love for you to do is use the exercise called the Envisionator. So in the app, there's a simple 5-minute exercise that as soon as you wake up in the morning, before you get out of bed, when your brain's still in a semi-hypnotic state, you can listen to the Envisionator exercise to re-inspire you towards your goals. Yeah. So lots of tools and techniques within the app. So first of all, filling this in, putting on your bedroom rule and reading it every day to re-inspire your goals, listening to the Envisionator in the morning, and if you're getting stuck, then using the new groove technique. So lots of tools and techniques that we can use there. Rihanna's saying, I feel confident and positive that I can be inspired. Fantastic. Glenda's saying, thank you. I imagine jumping off my small island and swimming into the larger island with more fruitful goals. Reaching the island and jumping for joy, screaming, I did it. Great one there. Fantastic comments here. You're really thinking these things through, which is great. And Marjorie saying, thank you, Ashok. It's clear now. Brilliant. Great. Well, just to fill you in on where we're going next. So on January the 1st, I'd love for you to join me for our global peace meditation and the launch of the January Meditation Challenge. So we want everyone to be meditating for 10 minutes, 10 meditations for 10 days. We can all manage it, and it's a great New Year's inspiration to kick us off. So that'll be 5 p.m. UK time, 12 p.m. Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific time, you know all the details, same time as normal. So I hope you can join us on January the 1st for that. We'll also be having a Meaning of Life live on the 8th of January, which will all be about making some New Year's goals, how we develop those goals, and how we take inspiration from our life purpose. So if you want to take part in that, I'd certainly suggest you watching day 25, 26, and 27 of the Meaning of Life app, because on those videos you'll learn about discovering your life purpose. But I'll be talking about that on the Facebook page as well. And 10th of January, we'll be looking at how you're getting on with your January Meditation Challenge, and perhaps we can re-inspire you. If you've managed the 10 days, can you imagine getting through the whole of January, 30 days, meditating for at least 10 minutes each day? What a brilliant New Year's inspiration. So if you've enjoyed today's session, I'd love for you to share this on your Facebook wall, in your groups, etc. You can share the recording of what will be available on the timeline. So a recording of today will be available on the Meaning of Life experiment page, which is Facebook.com/Meaning of Life experiment. Molly's saying, let's sing. You know what? I think it's time to sing, isn't it? And remember, I'm not inflicting my singing on you. It's a singing together. And unfortunately, I can't hear you singing, but I hope you'll join me. Because we're ready to fly now. We're ready. We've got our goals. We've got our New Year's inspirations. We're ready to make 2017 a fantastic year. And I really want to connect with you over this coming year to inspire us to create this conscious change family. A group of people interested in changing themselves, transforming their communities, and helping transform the world. It's very exciting and looking forward to it. Okay, so let's sing a song together. And as I do this, I'm just going to move the camera, so please bear with me as I just move the camera. And once again, I hope you've been inspired by the goals that we've been speaking about. So I'm just going to move the microphone, so apologies for some brushing sounds, which may just occur right now. And I hope you've been inspired, and please do think about your New Year's goals and inspirations, and you can have as many as you like, but please make them realistic. That's the most important thing. Okay, we're just going to change the camera now and getting ready to sing, so I hope you've got your singing voices ready. And remember, we're always talking about how to raise our levels of energy and awareness. It's very important for us to be singing regularly in our lives. It's a very, very important part of life that I'd encourage everyone to be involved in. Okay, so I believe you should be able to see the the screen now. Fantastic. All right, so what do you imagine that we're going to be singing today? Okay, so this is R. Kelly, and I Believe I Can Fly. So once again, I want you to be singing along at home. I used to think that I could not go on, and life was nothing but an awful song. But now I know the meaning of true love. I'm leaning on the everlasting arms. If I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. Hope you're singing along at home. See, I was on the verge of breaking down. Sometimes silence can seem so loud. There are miracles in life I must achieve. But first I know it starts inside of me. If I can see it, then I can be it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. 'Cause I believe in you. If I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. See me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. If I just spread my wings, I can fly. I can fly. If I just spread my wings, I can fly. So I hope all of you have a wonderful new year. I hope you fly in 2017 and get ready for some magnificent things that we've got lined up for you in 2017. Thank you and good night. So once again, please do like and share and comment. Please do share this particular video on your Facebook pages. Please send us lots of comments. So whatever you've thought of today's session, we want to get your feedback because we want to change these sessions. We want to make them better and better, make them something that you're going to be sharing with others that you find positive. And so please do continue all of your... 1 second. Apologies for that. So we want you to be able to give us your feedback and feel that you're part of this community. All right? So we're building this conscious change together. We're thinking about how we can get involved in inspiring ourselves, shifting ourselves, becoming the best that we can be, striving for excellence. And so these sessions are designed for me to be able to communicate with you and you communicate with me. So please do leave your sessions, leave your comments, share and like everything that you've seen today. And I look forward to seeing you on New Year's Day. So once again, if you've got friends and family that you think would be inspired to take the 10-day challenge, please do get them to download the app, or they can use the website, and we can get towards our goal of getting the world meditating. That's really what we want to be able to do. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on New Year's Day. Thank you.